Okay, good. So what my part was, I'm going to talk about within ACM India, there are like 7, 8 or 10 different verticals that activities happen. One of the vertical is called Research Facilitation Committee, which is what I'm part of. So we thought we will actually talk about RFC, what all activities that we do, why it is relevant to a PhD life. More recently, we have started thinking about PhD roadmap. So we're saying that, look, we'll help you in different aspects of PhD life. Thanks to Ian, who during lunchtime or something, he said, oh, let's just call it as roadmap. So we'll do roadmap types. But the activities, at least in the last 6-7 months, we have been thinking that it's nicely fitting in a way of getting into a PhD and getting out of a PhD. I think Nuthan also talks about it. How did she get excited about research? So for that, we started doing something called as ROCS. How many of you know what is ROCS? Not the pattar wala ROCS, right? ROCS, it's not the ROCK, right? So we started this, we did initial editions like early last year, 2023, January, something we started. But off late, we've been very, very active in terms of getting all the, sort of say, going different parts of the country and doing talks at different places. Okay, yeah. So RFC is all about to enable research activities. I think many of you said few words, Anveshan Setu, PhD Clinic, all of this falls under the RFC activities. That's the broad scope for RFC. That's ROCS, right? ROCS, Research Opportunities in Computer Science. So the goal is, okay, look, there are how many of you are professors? How many of you are finding it hard to get PhD students? Right, so that's the problem, right? That's the problem. We started thinking, okay, now how do you get more students to come and get excited about research? We can't really teach courses to everybody and get them excited, but we said, look, we can get like large campuses, particularly where there is research focus in campus. We'll go there, get 200, 250 plus students, get them to come, spend a day with us, get 5, 6, 7 professors to come and talk about their research, tell them about what all exciting things are going on, and then hopefully they will get excited about something, and then conversations will continue. That's the idea. So first one we started in SRM, that's Venkatesh, I saw him here, right? So Venkatesh, Shweta, we started there. Very modest starting, lots of lessons we learned in the first 2-3 editions that how to plan it. Then we went to IIT Palakkad. It was a huge success. We had like 300 plus people. You can see that picture, right? 300 plus students come, and we got very excited about it. So we said, okay, we'll try more editions of that. After that, we've been very, very spending a lot of time on this. Particularly in 2024, we have planned the entire calendar. Right? So we want to do it once every month, 4th Saturday, we want to do a ROCS. That's the plan. So the one at the bottom right is TKM Kerala. January month is IIT Madras. Anybody from IIT Madras? Okay. February is IIT Bombay. Anybody IIT Bombay? Yeah. March is NIT Trichy. April is IIT Hyderabad, right? We're still looking for, we have few options for May, June, and July. I'm talking to some people for later this year. So once a month, 200 people. So hopefully in a year, we should touch 2,500 or 3,000 students, undergrad students, to tell them that what research is. Yeah. No, meaning we had one student took a flight from Bombay to attend the IIT Bombay, but we can't pay the tickets. You come from anywhere you want, we will support your food and activity, speaker activity. Oh, Venkatesh is back here. Sorry, I was just referring to you a few minutes back, right? So the students can come from anywhere, but the hope is that it will be more of local, so that the local professors have a connect with them, saying that, look, come join. Very interestingly, IIT Hyderabad, when we were talking, they said that, look, our admissions is coming next week. We were proposing a date, and they said that, can we arrange it in a way by which students get excited about us and probably even apply, right? So you can do all that, meaning the 4th Saturday is only for continuity and from some planning purposes, that's all. Okay, that's IIT Bombay. Oh, so for people who are interested, it's also, meaning you can also tell us that you are interested in organizing this. And so that's the link that is there. If you just search for rocks now in ACM India, you're recording it? You're recording it? Oh, okay. Why? Oh, okay. But did you get my consent for recording? I. Very nice, but that was for pictures, not for audio. So audio or video, I should have been more careful. Audio anyway usually gets. Okay, okay, that's okay, right? So if you just search for research rocks in ACM India now, you should get to this page. There's a small form which you fill saying, look, we are so-and-so institute, we want to do this. These are the potential speakers that we are interested in, all that. It should work, right? So some of us will look at it and we'll take a look, come back to you for taking it forward. So the next one is PhD. So now 250 students or thousands of students in a year, we tell them that, look, get into PhD, do research, right? They start PhD, and then they want some help after that. I'm sure PhD students, all PhD students in the room will agree that there's a lot of, how many of you are signed up for PhD comics? How many of you know what PhD comics is? Oh, please look up here. For PhD students, if you're not signed up for PhD Comics, please sign up. There's a nice graph in PhD Comics where it shows how your enthusiasm level or happiness factor will be. It will be most of the times below the 0 line or something like that, right? So there is lots of places where you need inputs for. That's what PhD Clinic idea is. Can we get actually students who are doing PhD to interact with researchers, faculty who are in your domain, and get some inputs from on your research. This is not a one-time thing. You can actually do it multiple times in a year. We generally suggest taking some time between two interactions. So wherever I'm referring, if the people involved in the committee are here, please raise your hand. Where is Mainak? Mainak and Niharika are the people who are actually working on helping this connect to be made with the students and mentors. The mentors list is growing. We get actually requests now saying that, can I get added to the mentors list and interact with the students, all that. So it's actually very, very satisfying to see faculty and researchers are also interested in helping. So that's the PhD clinic. Any guess when these pictures were taken? How many of you in the room, if you're there, can you stand up if you're in the picture? Let's give them a round of applause here, both mentors and students. Mentors also, please get up. Mentors are also here, no? Right, so thank you for coming. Thank you for actually spending time for mentors. Thank you, sit down, thank you. And then that's the activity that we only recently started doing it in person. Until now, PhD Clinic was all online. Mainak would say that, oh, if you ask for this mentor, do a Zoom call, meet call, talk to each other, and then it goes on. But more recently, since everything is becoming offline now, we said we'll actually do offline in conferences. So multiple COTS-COMAD. So I'll actually show you some statistics about COTS-COMAD. So PhD Clinic at COTS-COMAD this year was about 2,500 minutes interactions between mentors and students. Right? It's about 60 sessions. So here also we'll have probably 40 to 50 sessions. 30 plus PhD students, 10 plus mentors. Today also there was a mentor-student interaction which went on for 55 minutes or 1 hour. They start and then they just go on. I think that's fantastic to see. Right, mentor and student, they both are not connected otherwise. ACM India platform is connecting them and they're spending some time on their work. The reason why I asked to post on social media is this, because I think ACM India needs a lot of these kind of feedback, right? In terms of publicly also talking about how it's helping. Here are some examples from COTS-COMAD where students posted about specifically the mentors. Some of the things that I would have highlighted, talking about Manas and Ashtosh, somewhere they talk about Partha, right? So this one is talking about Vineet and Jana. All these are mentors. I mean, I'm sure if you're in computer vision, I'm sure if you're in databases, Jayant was actually a mentor also in COTS-COMAD. You would read their papers otherwise. Right? Similarly, Icon Fire also this year, we had a PhD clinic. So now, rocks, start your PhD, have problems, have questions, talk to people offline. Offline is harder only when you attend conferences, but online more frequent. Now there is also next step you can take. That look, I want to actually spend some time with the professor. I want to spend some time with the faculty. That's what Anveshan Setu is. Rocks, PhD Clinic, and Anveshan Setu is basically an internship which ACM-India will fund, and there are about 50 mentors right now this year. These are mentors and student pictures in the past. Some of the outcomes from these activities are multiple A-star papers that have come out, research proposals. I know few faculty and faculty, student, and students advisor have written research proposals and gotten funding for it, where they started talking only in the PhD clinic or Anveshan Setu platform. PhD fellowship, there's actually a Microsoft research fellow student who got connected to a mentor through PhD clinic and Anveshan Setu, wrote a proposal. Now he's actually a Microsoft fellow where he's co-advised by his own advisor in the institute and the mentor from ACM India's platform. Fantastic connections that we are making. And co-advisors, only today morning, one of you actually told me that thank you for the PhD clinic and Anveshan Setu. I went and visited the professor. My institute agreed to have the professor as co-advisor. Now this faculty is also a co-advisor for the students, which is also nice to see at some point in time. These are some pictures. This year, anybody here who is an Anveshan Setu fellow, or how many of you have applied for it? Very nice to see, right? So we have this year's currently, where is Sogata? Yeah, Sogata and Rishabh are the two faculty who are actually helping with going through the applications and figuring out, talking to the mentors, alignment for mentors and students, doing all that. Right? So that is Anveshan Setu. Once again, let's do Anveshan Setu, a few more things. There are other faculty who are here, Anveshan Setu mentors. Can you stand? I know Ayan is here. Anirban is here. Who else is Professor Radhika is here? Yeah. Anybody else? Okay, thank you. Thanks again. I think these mentors make these programs enriching experience. So there are multiple emails that we get from students after this experience that, look, this was very, very useful. I mean, our interest is also that the student should get, for example, one of the student so the funding opportunity that ACM has is only X amount. We want to be at least suggesting that it should not be less than 4 weeks. But there are actually students who have done 8 weeks, 12 weeks, right? Your relative lives in Madras. You go over, do an Anveshan Setu with Ayan. Ayan says, come and sit in my lab. I don't really care how long you spend. With the money that ACM-India is giving, you can spend like 3 months with him. Nobody is stopping you. There are students who have actually done it. There's actually 2-3 students who have done much, much longer than what we actually thought that they would do. Right? So that's Anveshan Setu. Now that you're doing started PhD, some PhD clinic, Anveshan Setu, all that happens, you need to start doing networking, right? Networking is another important aspect of PhD life also. So that's why these events, not just networking, I think technically also talks, listen to some inspiring people, all of that is what is ARCS about. So therefore we get you here. 2 other things that happen so for PhD students, how many of you are 2 or more years into PhD? Oh, very nice. What are the most critical problems right now in front of your life, other than getting married? What else? Batao yaar. How many of you think that PhD में problem ही नहीं है? Problem ही नहीं है. A changing of supervisor. Okay. What else? What else? Huh? Getting a journal, right? Getting a paper accepted. Let's just put it slightly different. Getting a paper accepted. It's hard, right? I mean, getting a paper accepted in a good place is hard. Right? That's the goal. What else? How do you get a good paper accepted? What are the skills you need? Huh? Writing skills. Okay. What else? Finding a problem, right? Finding a problem. That's what PhD workshops are about, which is that, look, you started your PhD, you did your coursework, you finished all that, now you're finding it hard to find a problem, not able to write properly, you write something, paper is getting rejected, reviews are coming, but you're not able to actually make the reviewers agree that this is an important problem, interesting problem. That's what PhD workshop is. Take one problem, this problem is, write a good research paper. It's a one-day workshop where experts will talk about meaning experts in terms of who have done this before, who can come and give you, share experiences. Not just about just these experiences. There have been workshops, I know that this is not the one. There was one which was done only on LaTeX. Just tricks and tips about how to use LaTeX, right? Which is one skill that we pick, and the PhD workshops are done around that skill. Reading papers, I think once there was a PhD workshop on just doing literature review. Okay, the next one, ARCS, and this I'll connect. The order could have been ARCS plus PhD meetup also. Is that, look, I think it's not about just coming and listening to people, right? It's also about both of you. How many of you, raise your hand if you know at least one more student, PhD student in the room and you know their research work? Raise your hand if you know two of the research work. Raise your hand if you know somebody's research work outside your lab, outside your institute. Lesser and lesser, right? That's because I think you go to conferences, you speak about this. I mean, there's less opportunities about getting into details. I'm sure you know, what are you working on? I'm working on social network analysis, and then let's go for lunch. Right? So there has to be a lot more things that can happen. That's what this PhD meetup is, which is that students present. So these are all students who are presenting of their work. Students are only listening. There is no faculty. There's faculty only to make sure that it's more like a sanity thing. Okay, they're not sitting and watching a movie inside the room. We gave them a room, and they're all enjoying a movie. That's all the faculty's job is. So this is about PhD student presenting, PhD students talking about their life. Again, few hours. This one was done at IIT Madras. We just realized that Ayan is also in this picture. Ayan is actually in multiple pictures of this deck, right? So that's Ayan in IIT Madras once we did, and again, PhD students. We also get some PhD students who are in the final stages of PhD and talking about the research in very, very detail. In this case, the one in the left bottom on the right picture, she was the IIT Madras PhD. She was fairly in a senior state of PhD. We just got her to tell how did she go about approaching the PhD problem, right, for people to help. More recently, this is a request that has come from many people to us saying, look, how many of you are doing part-time PhD? Right, so part-time PhD is also a large number, even though it may not be a large number here. There's a large number of students in the country who are actually registered for part-time PhD. The challenges for them are slightly different from challenges for a full-time PhD. So we ended up actually doing an AMA for this purpose. Okay. Now we did all that. How many of you apply? How many of you have gotten a paper accepted, applied for a travel grant, and did not get the travel grant? Not just in ACM. Did not go to a conference because there was trouble actually getting money for the travel. Many of you, probably some of you are just in the early stages of PhD, right? That's a travel grant is one. This particular grant that we created recently is where Manas is here. Yeah. So Manas, Karthik, Hemangi, and Kriti. They are the people who help with this effort called Research Facilitation Grant, RFG grant, which is, it attacks three specific problems, which is if you get an invite from a invite-only workshop, which is hard to get funding for because you don't have a paper, you cannot justify that why you're going. Second, if you have a open access journal and they're asking you for registration, whatever it costs. Third one, you have an extra couple of papers in a journal and you want to pay and it's actually costing you a bomb, so you can't pay for it, right? These are three things that, at least over a period of time, senior faculty have identified that it's hard to get funding for this. So we've created this grant only attacking the problem of these three things, right? Again, invite-only workshop, open access, and extra pages. Okay, so that's, yeah. It depends on the venue. High quality, I don't know what's the, so why should it be a problem? I think Manas and his team will decide what to fund. But if it's high quality, it's high quality, no? I think there's no.
I'm just wondering, would ACM pay for IEEE?
Oh, okay. Would ACM pay for IEEE? Why not? It's a scientific thing that you're funding, no? Oh, IEEE is against us, so let's not fund them. That's not the goal, right? Meaning, I'm science ke liye, madam. Right? So, okay, good, nice. So that's RFG. Sorry, you had something? Oh yeah. That came in a couple of places also. For any of the things that I said, you don't have to be an ACM. How many of you are ACM members? Okay, but there is one condition. For you to get dinner today, you have to be an ACM member. Without that, we are not going to give you dinner. Right? So you don't have to be an ACM member for any of the activities that I mentioned. Please, yeah, thanks Manas for highlighting that. So that's right? Sometimes there is also this, we don't want to apply to this because in ACM they need membership, nothing. You can attend a ROCS, you can attend a PhD clinic, you come to ARCS, it's all possible. Okay. So now, so we did all this journey, right, in PhD. Start kara, problems hai, help liya, network kara, funding liya, travel kara, all that happened. Finally, abhi job chahiye. How many of you are in that stage? Right, PhD khatam ho rahi hai. I'm in the final stages of PhD. I want to find a job. Meaning, of course, your network, your everything that you used before can help. But can we generate actually opportunities for PhD students to find a job, which is very recently we started in ARCS this time also you would see, that's why I took the screenshot of ARCS webpage to put it here. Plaksha University is going to be here. There are going to be people from industry here. How many of you are from industry? Industry people, please talk to them, PhD students. Even though this is, you can go talk is very easy, we can actually set up specific interactions also. We've been talking internally also to say that, look, we can actually get the Plaksha to give, I think there was also discussion about Plaksha to give a few minutes of session, pitch their institute. Institutes who want to recruit good PhD students should get a stage time, let them present why they are the best and get the best students to apply to them, right? So that's the idea. So starting from ROCS, come to find a job. ACM-India is there. This morning, who? Okay. I looked at the schedule, I couldn't find, okay, so, sure, very nice. So Venkatesh is saying, how many of you attended these? Sitara, Flame, exactly, that's the idea. Okay, thank you, I'll fix that. Okay, so that's the entire thing. But in addition to this RFC, which is I only walked you through the PhD life of where RFC is coming into play. There's a couple of activities that we do beyond that. Somebody mentioned earlier about just the travel grant, which is called, you have a paper in a high quality conference you want to attend, you're not getting funding, you can apply to this ACM-I-ARCS travel grant, which is for a paper. RFG is not for a paper accepted in a conference, right? So that's the difference there. And all the activities that are mentioned in the slide has funding which we can generously give for many, many students. So please apply, please try and figure out whether you can get one. The other one that we do, RFC does is, Shelly and Jibby are the faculty who do, they're not here. They actually do the approvals for the workshops, right? So new workshop wants a support for travel grant for the student or any support, even the approval for that workshop itself, whether it should be called an ACM workshop on so and so. Those approvals also go through RFC. Those are the two other activities other than PhD students' life that we have. I'm going to ask you to give a big round of applause for all of them. So even though I spoke about all of this, I think it's a big list of 18 to 19 faculty who, including industry. For example, Niharika and Siddharth were here. They were PhD clinic mentors. They actually help. Niharika helps with Mainak, the PhD clinic. Siddharth is actually helping with the PhD meetup. It is not just only the faculty, there are also industry researchers who are helping us. There we meet, calendar invite is there once a month. So we plan to meet. Every activity has its own cycle. For example, RFG has Karthik, Manas, and Kriti look at applications once a month, do some filtering of the applications, and we discuss what to provide, how much to provide, everything like that. Okay? How many of you have already posted one social media post from morning? Right? So you should keep that in mind.